Hey everyone, it's Riya and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be some easy ways to wrap your Christmas presents and some hacks to help you. So the first one, you're going to fold over in half and you're going to fold it back again. After this, you're just going to wrap your present as normal. By the way, all of these presents are actually the presents I got my family for Christmas, so they have been banned from watching this video. Anyways, like I said, just keep wrapping it as normal after that. And basically by folding it over like I showed you at the beginning, you get this little pocket at the top. This is perfect if you want to put perhaps a gift tag or a Christmas card in that pocket, and it's really easy to make. But in my opinion, no Christmas present is finished wrapping until there's ribbon on it, so I went ahead and put on some red ribbon. I like to make those ribbon curls, but this piece of ribbon was a bit too short after I finished tying it, so I got another piece. And I basically, to curl it, you just get your scissors, open them out really far and use the flat end of it and just pull it straight up the ribbon really quickly, and you get this ribbon curl. So I did that and then I looped it into the bow. The next one that I'm showing you is basically a way of being able to unwrap the present without having to undo all the sticky tape. So first I got a roll of washi tape and I just put a big line of it right down the middle. But I left a bit at the end, you'll see why in a minute. And after that, you just wrap your present as normal. This present was a bit hard to wrap because it's a mug, so it did take me a while to figure out how to wrap it, but if you've got a normal, like a rectangle or a square shaped present, it should be a lot easier. So I just rolled that up into the wrapping. And when you fold it over here, like I'm doing right now, you should make sure to put sellotape on either side of that piece of washi tape that you put inside the wrapping paper. And make sure that it's directly either side. I then folded over the washi tape from inside the wrapping paper to give it a nice hook so that I wasn't touching sticky washi tape. Then I just folded up the edges and sellotaped those on. Basically how this works, once you've finished wrapping, when you give it to the person, they should be able to pull on that little piece of washi tape, and basically you pull it all the way around, as I'll show by demonstrating with my finger in a minute, and they'll be able to pull it all the way around and it will sort of open. Like, I can't really show it here because this is actually a Christmas present, but you just pull it all the way around and yeah, it unwraps. The next one is what to do when you haven't cut a big enough piece of paper. All you have to do is just turn the paper diagonal and wrap it diagonally. That way you have more than enough paper. Also, during this video you might see it pause and just have a big blob of red ribbon holding down the paper. That's because my sellotape was on the other side of the room, so I had to keep going and cutting out more pieces. Anyways, back to this one. You just wrap it up like usual. And basically what you've done is you've used what you thought was a small piece of paper and you've managed to wrap the whole present in it. And of course, like I said before, no present is finished without ribbon, so I put a bit of blue ribbon on it. I always do it so that the bow of the ribbon is on the, what I call the nice side of the wrapping, so the side where everything's neat and finished. And again, I'm using my scissors to make the ribbon curls. So for the next one, it's quite hard to explain how it looks, but you're going to fold over the top, then pinch the end and sort of pull it inwards. Then make sure you straighten out those creases, and you can fold the piece that was furthest to the left back over again. It's really hard to explain, but you can see on the video what I'm doing. And so once you've smoothed out all those creases, you can get one side of those and just fold it over, and then get the other side and fold it on top. And it's kind of made like a V shape sort of thing at the top. But for the rest of the present, you can just fold it up as usual. And then stick it down. Also, what I'm doing like right now in this clip, I do not suggest doing, because then when you fold it upwards, it's going to interfere with that V shape, just looks a bit weird. So instead I undid that. As you can see here, I turned it over and I just did it on the back so that this crease didn't sort of interfere and look weird against the front. In this V you can put the card, because you can like slot some things into it, but I just left it how it was, and of course added some ribbon. I would love to have shown you guys some more cool ways of wrapping your presents, but obviously I only wanted to wrap the things that I actually was going to give for Christmas, and I only had like 5 or 6 things, so you can go online and look at a bunch of other ways, and there are so many cool unique ways you can decorate the paper, or the ways you can put the paper together. There's so many cool things to do. But whatever you do, don't forget to add the ribbon curls. They look so nice on everything. So here's the final one. Again, it was a mug, so it's quite a weird shape to wrap, but I got some craft paper. Honestly, I think this was the worst thing that I've ever wrapped. Like, it just looks so messy, but luckily the design idea that I was doing to show you guys actually covered it up a bit, so it ended up not looking as awful as this. But anyway, you're going to wrap it as normal, which for me is very messy. And then I got some white paint and a paintbrush. So first I painted on a tree. I did this in a similar method to how I drew the trees in my December bullet journal setup, so you can go check out that video if you want to see how it looked in my bullet journal. And then after I did this tree, I wrote Merry Xmas. I tried to do the M of the Merry in calligraphy, but it just took up way too much space. It wasn't really working, so I just did the rest of it in normal font. But of course, if you've got a much bigger present, I'm sure you'll be able to fit it all in calligraphy. And then underneath that, I wrote Xmas in a normal font. Then on the other side of the Merry Xmas, I did some Christmas trees, and as you can see here, I also put a little heart at the top. But yeah, here are the 2 Christmas trees that I also added. Next, I got the end, like the non-brush side of my paintbrush, because it's quite circular, and I dabbed that in the paint and used it to make some polka dots that are meant to look like snow, and I just dotted that all around the paper. I'm actually really pleased with how this ended up looking. I thought it was going to look really messy, and in some ways it did, but I think that the use of the paint and just writing and covering it up with some doodles sort of compensated for that messiness. I don't know if that made sense, but anyway. Anyways, here is how it looks on the Christmas tree. As you can see on the last wrapping paper, I used some red and gold string and I wrapped it round, kind of used it like a ribbon. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye!